Hello, how are you, good people? I hope you are doing fine. So I take this opportunity to invite you to this session, to this content that I'm going to unleash unto you. And I invite you to come and listen carefully and hear correctly. This content is relevant mostly on the young people who are looking forward to settling down or walking down the aisle. Knowledge is power. And if young people are not imparted with knowledge, they end up making very grievous mistakes. And these mistakes come to cost them at the end. It is clear that knowledge is like a garden. And if it is not cultivated, then it cannot be harvested. So this is the knowledge that I want to impart in you. And this knowledge is going to help you in one way or another. So young people, I know people who are upright, you might have an intention of getting a partner, getting a wife, and maybe at the moment you are seeing that it is the right time that you have to marry. And this is what I'm going to tell you. Before you take someone's daughter to be your wife, there are things, there are marriage protocols that you are supposed to adhere unto so that you can have seamless and swift living as a married man. First, make sure that you have known that woman well, where she comes from, her background, and if it is so necessary, you should know how she was brought up, the morals, the virtues, and everything that was inculcated into this lady before you settle down with her. I know love is blind. And in most cases, when we fall in love, we normally forget about very important things. And then towards the end, we find ourselves missing very important aspect in our marriages. Knowing the background of a woman is really very important because it is going to define if you are going to stay with this woman in peace or not. Knowing how she was brought up is going to help you know what is this woman lacking. What am I supposed to venture myself into to rectify the mistake that is present in my marriage? You are going to be in a very perfect and good space to rectify and correct any problem that may arise in your marriage. But imagine a scenario where you have no knowledge about the woman that you want to marry and you end up getting married to her eventually. You don't know where she comes from, you don't know her background, you don't know her behavior. How is it going to be? You are going to find that that marriage is going to be a hell on earth. You are not going to find peace. And if a marriage does not have peace, this is what normally kills men. This is what normally facilitates untimely kissing of the red soils on the side of men. So as a man, before you settle down with someone, make sure that you understand that person well. You know her parents, you know the background where she came from, you know how she was being treated while she was young, so that when a problem arises, you are going to be in a good position to deal with that particular problem. Another thing, young people normally choose shortcuts, and this is what I want to tell you. A shortcut is a wrong cut. It is better you use the right procedures, spend, and get the right woman instead of using a shortcut and then that shortcut comes to harm you towards the end. If you do your research, you are going to find out that most young people who have gotten married are living with concubines. They are cohabiting. They never got married. I don't want even to call that marriage, because it's not marriage. Because the sacrament of holy matrimony is very serious. But what young people do, they invite women to their houses. Those women come, they stay with them, then they start telling people that I have married. You have not married. There is no any religious or legal sanction that you can defend yourself with and say that this is my wife. And from the side of a woman, there is nowhere that shows that indeed that man is your husband. So it is a risk that you are exposing yourself into. We cohabit a lot. We don't follow the due process to get whatever that we want in the right manner. And then we say that maybe it is a high living standard that are making us to behave like this way, but no. Sacrifice yourself as a man. Do whatever that is right to get the right woman. After meeting that woman, court that woman for some time. Don't court that woman for too long. Because I want to tell you this, and listen very carefully, that familiarity creates contempt. Once you stay with something for a very long period of time, you are going to be fed up with that thing. And when you get fed up with that thing, you are going to despise it, and you are going to end up looking for another thing. So, court, but court for a certain period of time, then start planning on how you are going to settle down with that person, if he's the right person. After all, when you approach a woman, what is your intention? That is the question that you are supposed to ask yourself. Let's not approach women with an intention of just sleeping with them and then we hibernate. That is not good. Let's approach these women with an intention that I need a wife, I need to have children, and I need to build my life around this woman. There, if we put that kind of mentality in our brains, then we are going to have good marriages. Another thing, after meeting this woman, court her and ask her, where do you come from? As a man, make sure that you have known where your woman comes from. Make sure that you have met the parents of this woman. Make sure that at least you know brother or sister to your woman. So that in case of any trouble, in case of any problem, you are having a foundation on where to start. We have got men outside here who are offended by their women, their concubines, who they invited to stay with them. That's not marriage, as I said earlier. So they invited them to stay with them, and then they offended them, and then they ran away. So these men starts asking themselves, where am I now going to start? Where are we going to start? I don't know anyone that calls this woman. I don't know where she comes from. I don't know even her friends. How am I going to start? You end up getting stranded on the way. So the best thing, make sure that you go to where your woman or your potential wife comes from. Make sure that the parents know you. Make sure that you sit down with those parents, have a conversation, and ask them, I am in love with your daughter. Can you allow me to have her? Let them give you your blessings. Let them give you their blessings. Because the blessings that come from parents are really very relevant and fundamental blessings. Let them bless you and say, our son, go and have our daughter. After having those blessings, now you can plan for bride price. And if you want to do a wedding, you can start plans for the wedding from there. But don't always take the shortcut. You meet a girl in Nairobi, you discuss few things with her, then after 1 week you have invited her into your house. That's not a wife. That's a concubine. And she's going to hurt you. And after hurting you, there's nothing that you are going to do about it, because you lacked knowledge, you lacked wisdom. And this is the wisdom that I want you to have, so that in case of anything, you will remember that I was once told and I ignored it. So, as you plan to settle down, make sure that you follow the due process. Make sure that you do what's necessary so that that woman, that man can become a legal wife or husband unto you. As you plan to settle down, I wish you well. I wish you marriages full of peace and prosperity. Marriages are good. Let's believe in them. Thank you, Jackson.